Hey everyone, Mike and Sharon here from Two Lane Traveler. You know us for our cross-country road trips, chasing neon signs and roadside giants on two-lane blacktop. We've driven Route 66, the Lincoln Highway, and countless other American back roads. But for our first international adventure, we decided to trade the asphalt for ancient cobblestones in Scotland's capital city, Edinburgh.
After years of talking about it, we finally made it to Scotland, and our first stop was the incredible ancient city of Edinburgh. We saw some of the most historic landmarks in the world, discovered hidden gems, and found some truly quirky places that felt right at home with the kind of stuff we find on our usual travels.
So grab a cup of tea and join us as we explore 3 days in Edinburgh. We arrived in Edinburgh bright and early after our flight from Atlanta. Our bags dropped at the Bonham Hotel. We were ready to hit the ground running. We didn't have a plan, which is just how we like it, so we started wandering. We found ourselves on Dean Path, a lovely walking route, and then down Melville Street, where we saw the statue of Robert Viscount Melville and the impressive St. Mary's Episcopal Cathedral.
It wasn't long before we got hungry, and in true two-lane traveler fashion, stumbled upon the perfect place for lunch, the Red Cockerel Cafe. We shared a wonderful meal outside under the bright blue sky with the imposing presence of St. John's Scottish Episcopal Church just across the way. Looking the other way, we could see the towering steeple of the parish church of St. Cuthbert. It was a perfect, peaceful welcome to the city.
That evening, we finally checked into our beautiful hotel room at the Bonham. After a full day of travel and wandering, we decided to stay in and had an absolutely amazing dinner at the hotel's own restaurant, number 37. It was a great way to wind down and get ready for a busy day too.
We had a morning tour of the Royal Mile and the castle planned, so we started our day with another fantastic meal at number 37. From there, we walked through Princess Street Gardens on our way to the meeting point. We were immediately blown away by our first majestic views of Edinburgh Castle. There are several stunning monuments like the Ross Fountain with its castle backdrop, the Scottish American Monument, the Alan Ramsay Monument acknowledging the poet for establishing the UK's first circulating library, and Wojtek, the Soldier Bear Memorial, an amazing story we'll tell you about in a future video. Plus, we had a wonderful vantage point of the iconic Scott Monument, and lastly, the beautiful gardens filled with music from a bagpipe.
Our walking tour started at the historic Mercat Cross, and our guide was an absolute wealth of knowledge. The Mercat Cross is located in the heart of Edinburgh's historic Old Town, a tangible link to the city's medieval past. It dates back to the 15th century when it served as the focal point of civic and commercial activity in the city. We learned about the history of the cross and its connection to the adjacent Edinburgh city chambers, then got a deep dive into the history of St. Giles Cathedral and John Knox. The cathedral was a Catholic church dating back to the 12th century, but in 1559 the church became Protestant with John Knox, the foremost figure of the Scottish Reformation, as its minister.
Our guide led us past the statue of philosopher and author of The Wealth of Nations, Adam Smith. Then we went into one of Edinburgh's famous closes, where we learned about the history of these tight alleyways. We also saw Tron Kirk and a number of unique landmarks. One of the most interesting was the Dr. Elsie Ingalls Maternity Hospital. Elsie was a hero for her work in medicine, a pioneer for women's rights, and a legend during World War I. A statue in her honor may be coming to the Royal Mile soon. She is buried in Dean Cemetery. We'll have more of her incredible story in a future video.
We saw statues of some other figures, including David Hume and a peculiar statue of Alexander the Great. You'll notice that Hume's toe is shiny due to the notion that rubbing it results in good luck. Sorry, but I find it belittling and degrading to treat a statue of one of history's greatest philosophers in this manner, so I did without any extra luck and gave it a pass. Our guide also told us the incredible story of Deacon Brodie, the well-respected cabinet maker who was also a criminal mastermind by night. Another fascinating story for an upcoming video. Our next destination for the tour was the crown jewel of the city, Edinburgh Castle.
This place is massive. It's built on an ancient volcanic rock, and it's been a royal fortress for over 1,000 years. It's impossible to capture the scale in a single shot. We took our time exploring the different sections from the Great Hall to the Royal Palace. It's an absolute must-see.
After our tour was finished, we headed down to Victoria Street and wandered for a bit. Most of the restaurants looked busy here, so we moved on to Grassmarket Street where the tourist traffic was lighter. We were looking for an old pub and we came across a perfect one called Maggie Dixon's, where we had a great lunch. Maggie Dixon is yet another great historic character from Edinburgh's past, and we'll be telling you about her story too on a future video. Later that night, we took an Uber back to Deacon Brodie's Tavern for dinner.
On our last full day in Edinburgh, we decided to do something that felt perfect for our Secrets Revealed thing. We spent the morning walking through the Royal Mile and Princess Street Gardens again, and then we took a tour of Mary King's Close.
It was interesting. You go down into the sealed-off streets from the 17th century. It feels like stepping back in time, and you can sense the history in every stone. The tour was a great way to see a side of the city that's been hidden for hundreds of years.
After our tour, we headed back to Grassmarket and had a fantastic lunch at the Fiddler's Arms. Then, for our farewell dinner, we decided to get some incredible shepherd's pie and more history at the Doric Tavern, one of Edinburgh's oldest and best pubs.
Our 3 days in Edinburgh were absolutely unforgettable. From the beautiful back paths to the bustling Royal Mile, it felt like an international road trip in its own right. We can't wait to share the next leg of our Scottish adventure with you all.
We'll be heading to the Highlands to see some of Scotland's stunning scenery. We'll also have videos dedicated to the best Scottish meals, the incredible castles, and all the quirky people and things we found along the way.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below with your favorite part of Edinburgh. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next video. We release a new one every Thursday. As always, happy travels. Thanks for watching.